Hey, what's up guys? Jacob back with you again at Sheila's Garage, and today is going to be a video showing you how to swap out your blow valve spring from what I currently have, which was a 10 psi spring, and going to the 11 psi spring. So hope you guys like the video. Leave me comments if you have any below, and I'll see you after the video. First thing you're going to do when you're trying to swap out your springs on your TiAL blow-off valve is always find it safe. This is like a 5/32 or a size 4 depending on which Allen key you're going off of. But I'm going to go ahead and break all these around here so they're loose, and then I have the same bit in screwdriver form that I'm going to utilize so I can actually push down pressure up top, then take off once everything's kind of broken loose, just to make the process a little bit simpler. So that's what I'm going to do now. Careful when you're getting the last few bolts off, because there's another spring similar to this size in here that's applying pressure at the top of this cap, so it's going to want to separate. So as you get close to these last bolts, just make sure you have good pressure up top. All right, so once you get all the screws out, you kind of see how it's separated in the clip. You can go and set this here, keep all your screws together. This is the 10 psi spring. You notice the difference, they're all color coded. So the 10 psi spring is supposed to be plain, that's why there's no color on it, versus the 11 psi spring, which we're swapping to now. So same concept, it doesn't matter which side you put down, they're both cut the same exact way. Just make sure it's seated around kind of the dimple that you see in here. This just kind of flips right over top of it, just like that. Good seat. And then now it's going to be just crushing this spring back on there and just collapsing it all the way down and then putting the screws back in. So what I'm going to try to do to make this process simple is hold it down, and then I'm going to put in offset screws. So I'll go ahead and do this one first and this one second, just to have pressure on the valve, and then I'll work my way around the rest. So that's what you're going to see me do now. Then once you finish getting everything back on, just go back around with your normal wrench and torque them down a little bit. Don't go too crazy with the your force, just make them tight. I'm not sure what the torque specs are, but I know they weren't that tight when they were removed. And they're all good. So once that's it, once everything's tightened down, your valve's all put back together, you have your new spring in, you're ready to go. Put it back on the car the same exact way you took it off, or if you're putting it back on, this on new for some reason. Say for instance, maybe you ordered it in and you got the wrong spring and you're trying to swap it out before you put it on the car. It just goes on the same way. So that V-band clamp that you have goes on here, around here, these grooves, and around the grooves that are on your bung that's welded on. Just make sure you have that O-ring inside to make sure you get that good seal. If not, you're gonna have a boost leak. Well, take care guys. See you all in the next video. Peace.